I got myself a new Laserdisc player that I imported from Japan. This is Pioneer HLD-X9 High Vision Laserdisc MUSE player. This player is among the most high-end players available. When I bought it from Japan, it came in the original shipping box, along with all the manuals, remote control, original packing. The seller stated it as never been used, only opened up and took it out of the box and then put it inside the box again. So it's in mint condition. These players were produced up until 2002, I think it was, but this one has the old logo, so it's one of the earlier models available. What High Vision Laserdisc MUSE means is it can play high definition laserdiscs called it's a system called MUSE in Japan. It's a analog HD format they had. So but you need an external decoder for to be able to play the video signal, and you will also need discs encoded in that format. I can show you a quick peek on the shipping box. I got it tucked away in the closet, but as you can see, it's in quite nice shape. It's more or less the same writing on all the sides anyway. HLD-X9. It's really heavy. As you can see, it says 19.5 kilos. I would assume it's around 20. I'm not sure how much it is in pounds, but when it was shipped, I think the total weight was around 23 kilos or something, with all the packing around it, because it was put inside another box when shipped to protect it as much as possible. There you can see the High Vision logo. For this player uses Japan uses 100 volts, and I read on the internet that this particular player is really picky on the voltage. Usually you can get away with using an American 120 volt transformer, but this one doesn't like that for some reason. It's a little bit of a mess now, but I got a custom made 100 volt transformer that I use for this and all my other Japanese equipment. Besides that, it's more or less just a regular Laserdisc player. Play with the standard outputs on a high-end model, like coaxial AC3 surround signal, optical toslink, analog output, S-video output and composite output, and it also has output for the MUSE signal, which goes into the external decoder, and that again outputs component signal, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the decoder yet. Another slight downside with this player is that it doesn't have the Laserdisc graphics built into this, like the LDS9 has, so you need an external decoder for that as well. If you insert a high definition disc, it will light up a small logo on the display stating HD. and as you can see, it's only Laserdisc. Some players can play CDs or DVDs, and then they will have even smaller trays inside the tray to play that. I will put in a movie now to show it working. Here I have the disc ready. I'll just go a quick run through on how the setup is. The S-video signal goes to this video scaler, which outputs to HDMI, that goes to this receiver, and then to my plasma TV. For some reason the picture quality is actually slightly downgraded. I found out that something happens around on the digitizing part. I'm not sure if it's the AV receiver or the video scaler itself, but if I hook it up to my good old CRT TV in the background there, it actually has a really just perfect picture. So this is another example of old equipment doesn't necessarily look nice on modern technology. I also have a AC3 demodulator, so of practical reasons I choose to do this, but if I sometime in the future get things rearranged, I would certainly hook this up to a CRT TV, as that's what it's made for, really. Looks better. And the CRT TV I have is the Sony Trinitron flat widescreen CRT 100Hz TV, so it doesn't get any more better than that, really. But enough of the chit-chat, just let's click play. Doesn't look like it wants to focus. There we go. Let's skip in a couple of chapters. Looks like it gets some flickering on the camera, but when you watch it, it doesn't have any flicker. You do a side change. As on the HLD-X9, it just keeps a still image of when you switch sides. This player is actually a little bit slower in changing sides.
This is the main one. We're going to have all this knocked through and made into one big living. Oh, bloody hell.
But it does have all the other functions as the players, like still images. This one also incorporates a really nice 3D comp filter. I usually just choose to put it down a notch on each. It's a bit awkward to use this system. I found at least that pulling it down a notch is the best option. and there's really not much more to say about this. It's a high-end laserdisc player that can do analog high-definition laserdiscs. Because of that, it also has a slightly narrower bandwidth on the laser, closer to a DVD player laser actually, which also means a benefit of that is that it can read through rotted discs that have started to oxidize. I can also show an example of that. The particular video I'm going to demonstrate now is the first release of war games in North America. I deliberately put the disc in upside down so that it starts on side 2. This video has analog sound, that's why it doesn't play sound right now, because I have to switch modes in the receiver to compensate for that. But on my previous laserdisc player it would play just fine on the side 2. And if we go to side 1, it just wouldn't play at all. It just wouldn't recognize it as a laserdisc. But as you can see here, it actually registers it and manages to play it somewhat. Of course, there's a lot of distortion. The sound is pretty much useless, but it manages to play it because of the different laser this player has. So in some cases movies might just have the intro track damaged, but the sound itself is okay and the picture is okay, so then it would be then this player is good to have, because it can manages to kind of bypass that with the laser. Well, that's about it. Thank you for watching.